into the night. The city lights are dancing, slowly falling apart. The shadows causing an outbreak of wishing upon a star. This time I'm feeling stronger, and I know I can do better. The shadows causing an outbreak. I'm turning the light. We're gonna light it up, oh, light it up, ooh, light it up, causing an outbreak. I'm turning the light. We're gonna light it up, oh, light it up, ooh, light it up, causing an outbreak. I'm turning the lights on. Open your eyes and see the people chanting.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen, to another RSC night, but it's not a match night. It is a prospect GM showcase. I'm on the desk with Russ at producer, and next to me, my co-caster, sXCyBeast. How are you doing, man?
Howdy, howdy. Doing pretty good. I'm excited for a GM show match.
Oh yeah, it's always interesting when you don't get your usual show matches like the best of the best like all stars. You get your GMs in here, which means a lot of people are probably coming from their franchise just to talk a lot of smack to them, especially the ones that are on their team. Because your teammates are always your worst enemies.
You know, I know that I'm going to be out here rooting for pythagorjags. He is my personal GM. I got to give him props. You'll be hearing me maybe a little bit biased tonight, uh, but I'm looking forward to some great games.
I'm looking forward to it too. I know for Team A, they're called Safari Shadow Dynasty. It couldn't fit in the whole team, so just have the Dine in it. That's Wheelchair from the Quad Dynasty, Display from Safari, and I Argue from the Shadows. Then on Team B, which is named BugBear Den, that is VickyViksta from the Bear Den, and then from Shell Corp, the Money Stealing FerrisCrueller. And then you want to bring this last person in from the Bugbear?
For Bugbear, we have probably the best player on the pitch tonight, pythagorjags, GM for the Stick Bugs in AMI, but the Bugging Out franchise overall. I think we got most of our players in here. I think we are about ready to get going.
Real quick, there is a slight correction to that. I apologize. So it was supposed to be BugBear Core, not BugBear Den.
Bugbear
Well,
Core. Got it.
Bugbear Corp. It seems like they stole
CORP,
something else.
like for Shell Corp.
Oh,
Like-
yeah, it's probably a Ferris typo. But we have the Bugbear Den Corp. Like I said, it's most likely Ferris had that typo. And with predictions up, it is a best of three. So, like I said, 2 games and you win. I know you say you're going to be biased here, but sXCyBeast, who do you think has the edge for the first game? Because that usually sets the tone, especially when these series go by real fast.
Well, bias aside, I do think that the Bugbear Core has the slight advantage. Ferris and pythagorjags, I have played with both of these players. They're absolutely phenomenal. I've seen a bit of Ferris coming out on the pitch, actually, in some of the previous games that I've cast. And he has been absolutely solid and a rock star. So I think that they're going to have the edge here, but you can never go too far against the birthday girl. So it's still anybody's game.
Anybody's game, like I said, I don't know, it's just, obviously I'm not trying to be biased because I had Pythag on my franchise last season. Solid guy, very great person all the way around. But like I said, it's just something about having that Vicky and Ferris on the same approach, going towards the offensive and rotational. Like I said, I gotta give it to him. But listen, Wheelchair is the type of player to just pull a lot of stuff off. I had him in my just they pretty much have half this lobby in my in my franchise at one point or another, or I've been in theirs, but that's how old I am. But yeah, I'm gonna give the game one to the BugBear Corp.
Alrighty, we are gonna get them into game.
So far coming in, it looks like it's gonna be Ferris kicking off versus I argue is gonna be a lot of team decals in old optic right there. Basic kickoff straight to the right side of the pitch. Demo early for Ferris, and if that's how it's gonna go, I like this. I love demo spokes.
Yeah, you gotta love that aggression coming out early. These teams are here to win. No games being played, just competition.
That ball's gonna be hit out. IR's gonna get a free shot, move it to the left of the goal. That's gonna keep it close to him. Almost wins the 50 display by herself so far. Ball's knocked up. Wheelchair can have a free shot here, straight across the net. Picked up by Ferris. Ferris might go for the air dribble, gets it. Oh, whiffy from IR. IR can't get it. And it's gonna be a tap in for VickyViksta. Actually, Ferris said that's a calculated fake right there.
Was it a fake, or it looked to me like he caught that on the tail end of his vehicle, actually popping it down to Vicky.
Like I said, we got a kickoff here so far. First goal going straight to the BugBear Corp so far. It's looking like we're going to be right here, Beast. Let's see if Blue can put something on. It's going to be an early shot from VickyViksta on fire. 2 for 2. And we're only 45 seconds into this.
Yeah, once again, the passing play there between Ferris and Vicky. This duo is being quite the troublesome tag team here for Safari to deal with.
Definitely troubling. Vicky's going to try to keep it close. Blue steals it very quickly. All the Blue are slowly getting to the half. I already takes an early shot up and over. Rolling around. But I was going to have to catch it one-on-one here. Pops over Wheelchair. Here comes Display already help. Demo for his efforts. Display taking him out. Ball off the backboard. Here comes Vicky for another shot. That duo is getting deadly here. And I argue Demo for his clearance effort. But I was going to put it down there. Looking for a 50. Pops it over one. Just tipped away by Display spoiler. Ball's going to bounce in. Here comes the orange half. Vicky's going to get a third. Nope. Right there. Blocks off for 100% shooting. But that is going to keep the pressure. And so far, it just seems like it's all BugBear Corp at this moment.
Yeah, a bit of a tongue twister there. Let's see, Wheelchair going to look to get some pressure going now for Safari Shadow Dynasty. MeOnDisplay going to pass it forward, but going to get interrupted by Vicky. I argue, up in the air, going to not get the touch he was looking for. Ferris now going to pass this one up to Vicky. Going to get intercepted there by MeOnDisplay, who has the shot, but pythagorjags gets blocked. No! Oh! An unfortunate double touch coming out there from pythagorjags. He gets the initial block, but then taps it back into play, and Wheelchair able to get the shot.
Yeah, that was an awkward read. Honestly, you could tell he was trying to avoid it, but luckily, like it wasn't an own goal. He actually got the angle, just no one can help him here. But that's why they have 2 goals. That keeps them just up by 1. Vicky just trying to stay behind it, trying to put some pressure. Ball's going straight across. Pythagoras puts it over. Wheelchair's got to collect it here. Slow but surely forces 1, forces 2. I argue trying to be big here. Looking for infield pass, but Ferris just going to steal it. Points it all the way across. And so far, I will say, for BugBear, there's a lot of 50s that are going in their way. And listen, if you're not winning those 50s, you're going to be in trouble just like this. Ferris didn't have enough to get a shot off, but enough to keep it in. Ferris has 100, pinched all the way out. Display won't be able to help on offense after getting demoed. I believe that's Ferris' 4th demo of the game.
Yeah, Ferris has been an aggressive player, has always taught his players to be aggressive as well. It's good to see him practicing what he preaches.
So far, Display's going to put it in the corner. It's going to be tipped away. And this is where Blue can slowly get it. They don't need to rush it. They have enough time here. But that doesn't have any boost. Wheelchair doesn't know that was going for a shot. Flicks Ferris in the air as well. Display winning the 50. Can't you get back to it? iargue's going to take over for a tactical whiff there. Zag is going to get around. Looks going to beat one. Try to get back to a second. Can't get there. But so far, making iargue panic a little bit just because he didn't have any boost there. But he did not know that his opponent didn't either. Here's going to be a free shot. No, Display turned away to play safe here. Going over for the mechanics. Display trying to pull him out. Still 100 from the orange side. Orange is slowly getting low on boost here. And you're just wondering all of this boost stealing and they haven't taken a shot yet, Bees. Do you think that they're being tricked to think that orange has boost, or they're just trying to make, quality over quantity, and they're going to get punished here?
Yeah, I think they're just trying to get a little bit too fancy with it. Need to scale it back and just play some solid, fundamental Rocket League. And they can bring this one back. It's a 2-goal game, but 1:06 left on the clock. It's still anybody's game.
I said another basic kick. iargue's going to go for a pop. iargue can go up and go down for a 50 here. Can't get there in time. Popped away, cleared all the way down, but picked up by Display. Display trying to keep up with it, hovering with boost. Gets the double down. Vicky gets a save after almost getting dunked. Display playing 1-2. No one's going to be able to help Vicky keeping this one 2 goals. And honestly, she didn't just stop one. That was technically like 2 shots in one go.
Vicky, absolutely well played there. Nice composure, good presence. Just stopping MeOnDisplay's attack there. Phenomenally played.
Phenomenally played, and 25 seconds left. Orange might try to ice it even more here. Not gonna get the iargue. Going for the redirect, doesn't. Almost throws the orange in disarray. Display puts it up over Wheelchair. Could try to get one. No. Looks for a sharp angle bar down, but this one's not going in like the orange. Blue needs to get one goal right here. Shot. iargue in. 7 seconds left. Listen, that's enough time to score. We've seen, if you watch the game, you've seen Austria versus Algeria. There is always enough time as long as that ball doesn't hit the ground.
Hey, if they can keep this ball live, there is absolutely a shot that we see in overtime in this game number 1. Now on display, a quick kickoff. No, going to go wide. Vicky going to get this one batted away, but that will get centered up here. pythagorjags going to block that one, sends it to the ground, and that will be game number 1 going the way of BugBear Corp, not Den. Man, what a game.
What a game indeed. And for what is worth, the stats doesn't show it. Display did put a lot of work in, but you only get 2 points for touching the ball and only a couple for shooting. But it just looked like BugBear Corp had so much pressure for 4 minutes and 30 seconds in the last 30 seconds. They got a little bit shaky, whether they were playing to just not concede or maybe just, trying to kill time. They almost got caught out there, but they didn't. And now they're 1 game towards that 2-0 sweep.
Yeah, I believe they'll still be playing all 3 games regardless, but it is looking up for BugBear Corp. Vicky coming in huge. I have not seen this this GM on the pitch before, but coming up absolutely monstrous. 4 shots, 2 goals, getting a cycle there in that first game. It has to feel good.
Has to feel good, especially like say going, was it 2 for 2 in 45 seconds? Like after that, I would just ask for them to just keep feeding the ball to the middle so I could keep shooting. Like you said, that Ferris and Vicky dynamic duo. But now we're gonna see, like I said, you get that minute of a break. So maybe there's some tinkering. Maybe they're here for all the keeps, or maybe here for the vibes. Like I said, a lot of the GMs are really here for the vibes. But we're gonna get another kickoff. Actually, somebody's not in the game. Oh, looks like Display. Actually, oh no, that's just my Rocket
Just a
League kind of bugging
spectator
a little
bug.
bit. Yeah, thank you, Rocket League. But it's gonna be a quick goal from Pythagorean. That's actually a very high skill shot, turning at the last second just to keep the power on it. 60 miles per hour, putting it as close to the top bar without touching it as you can get there.
Yeah, very well placed shot there from pythagorjags. That is what I like to see coming out from my GM.
Looks like he's gonna go
And
for some mechanical plays. He's gonna get the reset. Oh, oh, he gets it.
oh,
Oh, this play ruining it again. Not on her birthday.
yeah, only display is allowed to have fun on her birthday.
He's gonna find it. It's gonna be another free goal from, but that's just being faster, just better from the GM from the bugging out, just better speed and power. Like I said, again, barely 30 seconds in, and BugBear is up 2-0. Like I said, this is not what you want to be like a normal where you're always down 2-0 trying to fight back in these situations.
Yeah, but we see a bit of presence coming out through that Safari Shadow Dynasty. They played back from a deficit in that first game, brought it back to a one goal game. So we'll see if they're able to kind of stem the bleeding here.
Oof. That pass and play is almost picked their pockets, their wheelchair, trying to put a good clearance display, always up early. It's not even a pre-jump, it's more so she reads the touch and just gets up there with speed. Pass from iargue to wheelchair, who has all the boosts. So far, blue has at least 280 to their name. That ball's gonna be put right back into the corner. Orange slowly but surely trying to pick up pads. Ball is banged all the way down there. Not gonna be on target, but will register as on target. And for those who are just now tuning in, this is a GM showcase. It is not an actual match day match. So if you're here and you're part of multiple franchises here to watch them, let's all critique if they're rotating correctly. It looks like it'll be a free goal from tag. You can't read the post. Everybody's jumping in a display again, having to come out and bail them out.
Yeah, display doing a pretty good job keeping that ball out of the net here. Not credited with enough saves, but for
Oof.
shot coming out there, a nice little passing play. Wheelchair going to get the credit here. See how this one
Wheelchair
played
getting
out.
the credit. Oh, that's what happened. I was on
Yeah, the
somebody else's
demo
POV. I
coming
didn't see.
through.
I forgot whose POV I was on, but what is it? They were not looking at the ball until it was shot. And there's gonna be another shot off the bar is just it's just not working for a shadow. So let's stay away from that if I was them.
MeOnDisplay with a nice 50. Going to send that one off the wall here. pythagorjags going to beat Wheelchair up. 50 going to stall it out in the mid. Vicky, though. 50 going to go the way of iargue. Get this one centered up here. MeOnDisplay with a shot. pythagorjags going to block that away. Wheelchair will get that centered back up, though. iargue going to have a chance here. Ferris going to clear it away, though.
Little way. It's gonna be quick 1-2 Vicky to this or to Ferris. Balls up in the air. Python looking for the hat trick. Let's gonna get a display again, ruining the hat trick. And if it wasn't for display, we're probably looking at like a 5-1 lead right now. But so far, Ari is going to get one off the corner, make it a little bit awkward here. Here comes the wheelchair, can't get the touch. This could be a counter. Ferris accidental accidental miss there, trying to get that flick up. It's gonna be another shot. This one won't go in. Blocked away again. Display is just a wall. You would you would honestly think display would never get scored the way she's blocking everything so far.
You know, and she's not getting credited with nearly enough of these saves, most of these touches being too far away to be counted as shots, but she has been an absolute iron wall.
All right, well, and it gets to 50. Here comes wheelchair. Tries to be out, gets a demo. I argue demo for his efforts. Ball's now flipped up by display, trying to hold on. Vicky's not going to let them build up too much in that midfield. Ball around by argue. We got two in the corner just trying to harass. Ari's going to go for a fake there, but enough touch from Ferris. And you're just feeling somebody's going to get a goal. This might be free. I argue pops in the middle on accident. But you're just thinking here, Bees, at some point somebody's going to get a goal, and it's probably going to come from a counter because both teams are countering pretty well here.
Yeah, I think though the Bugbear Den has been doing a pretty good job sitting with at least one in a good third position, solid defense. But MeOnDisplay has been just absolutely killer, an absolute brick wall back there for the Shadow Dynasty here.
I see killing right now. She's pushing the effort. Here comes iargue. Tries to push effort as well. Going to slide in. Denied. Now we got to roll one. iargue and is stuck. And now here comes Wheelchair knocking him out of it. Does not have time for that. Let's all boo Wheelchair in the chat, folks. We wanted to see a GM roll one. Ball is knocked all the way across, but that would demo iargue for that clearance. Right back. Respawn iargue chooses to go right where he knows the ball is going. 15 seconds left. And so far, there's a battle in the midfield. Vicky's going to try to get one up. Ferris being patient, doesn't have to drive in. He's going to take an open shot, top 90 almost, free 99.
Yeah, and that is what happens when you break a rule 1. Your team gets scored on. The cost of that lapse in judgment there.
That lapsing judgment indeed, but now 7 seconds. But this time they got to get two, got to get one quickly off the kickoff, and Ferris will deny it. But Russ are trying to push the effort. Nice pop up, and that will be game 2 going to the BugBear Den, unless somebody's going to pick up a goal here soon. Biggie tries to keep it knocked down, and now BugBear Den in the best driver's seat of tonight on the first series.
Yeah, BugBear Den coming up. Look at that. pythagorjags leading the scoreboard in this one. MVP, not just of the series, but of the league entirely, if we're being honest. Almost hit the hat trick. MeOnDisplay, not letting him get it. 4 saves coming out there from that Safari's Shadow Dynasty. I think if we want to see them take that game number 3, we're going to have to see some more fundamental gameplay, a little bit less of these flashy plays that they've been going for, and a little bit more coordination.
Yeah, it seems like I said, they're trying to build up off each other's play here. And it's like just a little bit slow to connect. I mean, sometimes when you're down, you do have to kind of go all in. But I think this last game, like they'll probably come in just playing pretty free here.
Yep, there's less pressure in this game number 3. Let's see, BugBear going to be looking for the sweep, but Safari Shadow Dynasty, now with the pressure off from the first 2 games, it should be a little bit less of a mental load on them for this final one.
Yep, and with everybody loading in is probably, like I said, I'm going to expect, here's what I want from Safari Shadow. I don't want them to give up a goal within the first kickoff. That's happened twice. Let's see if they can avoid it. And I think if that happens, like I said, they can actually pull a pretty solid here. And so far, Orange is going to press the attack here. They're going to look for a shot. Ball goes across. Argue's going to stall them. And like I said, they got to get out of their half here. iargue wants to ball over boost. Gets a 50. That's go up and down. So far, Blue's going to keep the pressure. Wheelchair's got the ball. Tries to steal the boost. Can't get to it. And here comes Display. Pinch across the net. He's going to bounce here. Vicky's got to get a read. Gets a really good read. And the ball is now back into the midfield. And 30 seconds in, still 0-0.
And it looks like Shadow Dynasty is going to get that first objective down. 30 seconds in, and they have not given up one yet. And they're now on the offensive here. Wheelchair going to get saved by FerrisCrueller there. iargue going to keep the ball in play, but pythagorjags should be able to get the offensive pressure going here. But no, MeOnDisplay with a nice interception here. Wheelchair now going to beat Vicky to the play, and Me has a decent shot here. Going to bump pythagorjags off, and that'll be a nice passing play over there to Wheelchair.
Perfect bump to pass play here. That's going to put them up 1-0. There's going to be a lot of confidence there. Seeing Display trying to hone in and get a demo, but listen, you don't have to always hit them. You just got to put them off mark so your team can get a free goal.
Yeah, and this is what I was wanting to see out of Safari Shadow Dynasty. The teamwork coming out of that play. Absolutely phenomenal team play.
Absolute team. Ferris playing a little keep away by himself there. Trying to reload on boost. Orange trying to not concede another one here. Ball's tipped up. Display going for the alley-oop for Wheelchair. Wheelchair couldn't read Ferris's touch. Ferris didn't get a touch at all. iargue keeping it in. 0 boost. Just trying to be annoying. And Ferris bumping iargue, causing him to spin out and flip wrong. Wheelchair gets the ball around Blue. Getting a lot of pressure, but that might have been mishap there. iargue getting a good touch, looking for a flip, looking for a pinch down, knocked away. And slowly but surely, Orange is winning the 50s, putting a shot up, making Wheelchair have to use everything in the tank. Ball back in the middle. Here comes Vicky. Straight shot. No. iargue doesn't have the boost, won't beat Pythagoras. It is a demo for his efforts and the save. I think that one was just more of a disrespect played more for than that was necessary.
You know, I think he might have been able to get to that ball if not for the demo. But either way, very well played there by pythagorjags, getting that initial save. Oh, and an open net getting opened up here. Vicky going to get the shot, but it's going to go wide. Pinched off the backboard. pythagorjags going to look to take this one off the wall, sends it back to midfield. Going to look for the double. Doesn't quite get it.
Doesn't quite get display. Try to hit it. Wheelchair's a little bit too close. I think they're understanding the passing play like we were talking about, but that one just iargue just demo Vicky. Here comes iargue. Can't get there. Ferris now's gonna have a free shot. Can't, but puts display in a bad position. But Pythagoras gonna put it down. Wheelchair double forces a double commit. Second shot. Ferris throws it all the way up to the backboard. Vicky, another shot. Actually, just looking for a middle. So far, Orange isn't. They're not looking for the dagger right now. They're just so far just trying to slowly but surely wear them out. There's 0 boost to Blue's name. Displays the only way boost has to go up early, knocks it away. Here comes another shot, but stolen away from iargue, slowing him down from now. Vicky, one after another. It's almost similar to a little bit of an RLCS play where it's just one after another until eventually somebody runs out of boost and you catch them laughing.
And that's the one who was without boost. Wheelchair going to be able to get the play here. Vicky burns it. Not the touch that Vicky was looking for. Going to set that one up right up for Wheelchair, who will punch it in. Alrighty, still a minute 35 left on the clock here. And BugBear Corp going to get that kickoff. Going to get it centered up here. And pythagorjags is going to drive it home. A nice little kickoff goal there for the BugBear Corp.
Driving it home, and when there's a will, there's a way. And unlike the other games where it was close until the dying, or wasn't close to the dying state, because they have 1 minute 28 seconds. If anybody could do it, it's definitely this team here, especially with the physicality and right there boost stealing and just trying to starve them out. Like I said, a new reset. There's almost 300 boosts to everybody's name here. There's a little bit of a miss by Vic, but it's going to be a pop-up. Looking for another flip reset. Can he get it? Can't do so, but Wheelchair believed in. Had to wait 1 second. Vicky dodges one, gets the ball away. And so far, they cannot let Blue start to get this under half on display. Going to the far post. Bar out again. So far, if you were keeping count, Bar 3 and them 0 because it has not been friendly to them at all this series.
It's the saddest sound that any Rocket League player can hear. That little ping that they added seems like ages ago now.
Like ages ago to be stolen away, but that's going to go over to the left. Looking for the re-display. Trying not to be too aggressive here and get caught out. Ferris popping up one. It's going to put everybody in distress. Blue just got to wait for it. Dunked straight down by Vicky. What a pass from Ferris. That ball goes straight to a part of the backboard where everybody has to pause because it can either go straight down or out just like that one. Vicky good enough to read it. Now we got ourselves a tied game.
Yeah, once again, that dynamic duo, FerrisCrueller off to Vicky. We'll see if Safari Shadow Dynasty is able to bring the heat in these last 30 seconds here. Vicky going to interrupt that play. Gets around MeOnDisplay. Wheelchair, last one left. Ferris not going to get the shot he was looking for, but we'll pass it off to pythagorjags, who sends it wide. Vicky going to look to get this one centered up. And looks like we might have an overtime, and it will.
Give him one more
shot
second.
there. Yeah.
Give him one more second. But so far, overtime, can he get that momentum back? No, it's going to be a banger from iargue in to get 4 seconds into overtime.
Just 72-mile-an-hour goal.
Just enough on that corner. That one, oof. There's a lot of tears. We have a lot of tears, Bees, and I don't know. That shot right there could have challenged even the hardest of players.
Yeah, that one is a hard one to block. Coming in as fast as it was, the pinch off the initial touch, and then coming off the corner of his car, just keeping the momentum of that initial pinch. Really, really hard for anybody to save that one there. But BugBear Corp will take the series 2-1. Wheelchair coming up huge in that Game 3 victory there for the Safari's Shadow Dynasty. MeOnDisplay, absolutely dominant defensive performance as well. I think we're going to be getting moved on over to game number 2. Or series number 2.
Yeah, so loading up series number 2, like I said, 52 touches though. That's a lot of touches from Wheelchair on that one. And Wheelchair was more the, I won't say quiet, but like when you're getting that many touches, listen, if you're not MVP, then you're not doing enough with that ball. But it's good that they got one game out of that one. They were always right there on that doorstep, and finally getting that one. Like I said, now I think they'll be okay going into their next or then their next series later tonight.
Alrighty. Gonna get started loading up into the next one. Oh, alrighty. Series number 2 coming in. We have, let's see, A versus C. Safari's Shadow Dynasty versus the 20 Elemental Pizza. Safari's Shadow Dynasty going to be coming in warm here.
20 Elemental Pizza, that's HomieGage, HomieGage of D20, Alextross of the 50/50 Pizzeria, and Eagle from the Elements here. So again, different matchup. I said shout out to the HomieGage. I said one of the GMs I was been friends with for a pretty decent amount of time, even before I got GM. But this one's gonna be very interesting because listen, Alex knows about winning. This man powers that 50/50 Pizzeria. So listen, even though this is a GM showcase, I know he's in it to win it.
Yeah, Alextross has been consistently one of the stronger GMs, putting up just solid rosters across the board. Frequently going to be up at the top of that leaderboard there. But he's definitely in this game to win it. Let's see. Who are we waiting on? I think that is everybody.
This one should be a pretty good match. Like I said, the 20 Pizzeria already, like I said, have hitters on their team, and then you come off Safari Shadow, just come off a win. Hopefully they're gonna try to ride that momentum display already up, looking for a dribble all the way across, puts Alex off just a little bit. HomieGage trying to stay on the wall to make sure nothing goes around. iargue ball up, Gage floating on that backboard just a little bit, and just causes some distress. Display gets completely denied by Alex straight to the left side. And so far, they are feeling the pressure from Safari.
Yeah, but what a block there by Alextross, reading the play there, and again going to pass that one up to Eagle. Eagle not able to get the redirect he was looking for, but Alex right back on it, goes for the touch there, but out of boost, not able to get to it in time. HomieGage going to get that one centered up. Wheelchair blocks that one away, almost sends it back into his own. But Eagle now going to get that centered up for Alex. Alex going to send it off the crossbar.
Slowly but surely, both teams had a fair share of their looks. Alex tried to put it tipped away from iargue. Tips another one just to make sure there's no second putback. HomieGage up quick, looking for the corner double tap. Can't get to the corner. Already puts it to the side, flicks it over one. HomieGage trying to aim for it. Finally gets a bump on somebody on the inside. Inside shot. Here comes Alex. No. I understand iargue was already there. Smart play for a 50, but it just happens to roll to iargue, who also hits the post. Wheelchair hits the corner of it. This play being careful here. Both teams have now tasted the post. Eagle trying to put it down. Ceiling, no boost, just a little bit, just try to get there. Wins a magnificent 50. Through the smoke screen will be Alex putting it on up 1-0.
Alex not going to hit the post that time. Sneaks it by. Let's see. Went for the demo. Should have been going for the save.
And so far, like both teams, like just coming out swinging here. Display versus HomieGage. Gage winning that one pretty easy. Alex could probably get a good flick there. I'm pretty sure that hitbox is similar to like a hybrid plank. So let's say if Alex gets on the end of one, it's coming at you at least 50 miles per hour. Display up early. Eagle and Alex being so calm and patient. Alex will make up for it. Puts their demo on the back. It should be free. Nope, knocked away on accident. Like they're trying to put it to the far post because they were crashing that near post. And now we're starting to see a little bit of synergy building up from the 20 pizzeria, making sure everybody's getting their chance on it. Gage is up, looking for a straight down, and that one pinching it off the post and getting a second double. That one's gonna go on the highlight reel for the GM showcase.
That is a clip for sure. Somebody saved that one. A beautiful aerial air dribble coming out from ThatHomieGage.
You know, we were watching Gage go for a lot of, like, you know, pretty high skill. That one, I argue, is going to fire home another one. Listen, if this man on the right side of the net, you got to put a hand up. 69 miles per hour. Gage was actually about to read it, but that's just how powerful the shot is. And as fast as that 2-0 lead came, that 2-0 lead is now 2-1.
Yeah, I argue very dangerous on that right side of the field there. But the 20 LE Pizzeria is going to get their offensive pressure going back up again. Alex going to center this one up for Eagle, who goes just low. MeOnDisplay also going to miss that one, though. Looking for the read, not going to find it. Argue going to center this one up, but Alex will take possession. Sends it off to the side here. Homie going to look to take it off the wall. No, just a fake as Eagle pushes in.
So far, I argue just being like a one-man wrecking crew, and it's going to be a tap from Wheelchair. That one's going to be enough. A slow bouncer is enough to throw a lot of people off when the game is going so fast. But we got to talk about the buildup from I argue winning at 50, hitting another player, and just forcing the issue. Gage just a little too slow after getting bullied a little bit there. And that was 2-2, and at this point, it's anybody's game. Is definitely a new game, and everybody's now fighting their stride. Everyone's warmed up. This is going to be a banger of a series.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the rest of this one. It's been nothing but action so far, and these teams are both hungry to get the win here. Safari Shadow Dynasty looking to get the redemption. Oh, a double post coming shot from MeOnDisplay. Absolutely heartbreaking there from one side post to the other.
And this right there's another block. It's going to be another shot. Display gets knocked off. They're trying to keep it in there. Nothing but bullying and a lot of stuff going on, because Display was actually bullying two people in the net, and they tried to get another cross, and I don't think she was paying attention or had ball cam to try to read that one. Wheelchair wins the 50. Looks like he's going to try to come from the ceiling, but what a touch from Eagle. Inviting the 50, balls up in the air. They have enough boost. Passed out to Eagle. Eagle tries to controls it, gets it around one. Nope, not by Display. Ball's going in. Everybody playing very controlled here. No one's just banging the ball to bang it. They're trying to hold on to as much possession as possible, because both teams have given up one goal to where they banged it down and just was no one there. Gage is trying to hold on to it. 50 all the way down. Ball straight down. Ball's tipped across the net, and so far, the 20 Pizzeria just holding on by the skin of their teeth now.
Yeah, HomieGage going to get some offensive pressure going. Finally able to get that ball off of their net, and that one just going to force it through. HomieGage going to pick up his second goal. See how this one played back. I argue looks to go for the demo, but HomieGage going to evade the shot there and then able to punch it through. As I argue got a little just awkward coming off that demo attempt.
A little awkward indeed. You hate to see those. They're going to put on an early backboard pressure. Not going to get Alex just holding up Gage. A lot of speed. Couldn't get the pop. I think he's going to go for the underbelly touch to the back wall. Pretty high skill thing. Like I said, it has the touch always has to be right. I'll argue. Faking the touch. Looking for the demo hunting. Alex had to jump over. Gage had to go in. Another pinch from Display, and something about her in that sidewall right there. Eventually, one of those might just end up as a goal or an assist. Hit around Gage, getting full control, cannot score. And so far, I'm pretty sure the post has more saves than anybody in this game alone.
You know, it seems to go that way for me oftentimes. The post comes up huge. It's a much larger post than it actually appears. You hear that ding, and then it just gets in your head, and you can't seem to get it by. But ThatHomieGage not seeming to suffer from that problem too much here.
Is it sporting that Team Brazil did win today versus Japan? Like I said, a lot of people are sporting different teams, but at the moment, like I said, 20 Elements Pizzeria so far. Like I said, they came in pretty hot. Like I said, went up 2-0. Then it got a little bit shaky for us when they just let it come back 2-2. But listen, as long as you win, that's all that matters. And so far, 1-0 to them on this series.
Yeah, coming in absolutely hot. They, I would have thought they would have been a little cold getting into it, but they must have been playing some warm up matches during that first series because they came in ready to play.
Most definitely. Game 2 loading up. And like I said, it's just we thought they were gonna come out a little bit hot. Maybe they came out hot, but like I said, Elementals matched them pretty well there. And again, I do believe, like I said, if whoever gets that first goal usually somehow has that up pressure. That seems like that's happening every game. As long as you get the first goal, you get the win. We have not seen somebody win us come from behind so far. Wheelchair is going to get boost for free and the ball, but Alex tries to deny him. A little soft touch there. Eagle getting bumped a little bit, slowing him down. Display's already up. Gage and Display going for speed here. Ball knocked across Alex, beats one. HomieGage is going to turn forward, looking for the inside pass. Can't get the touch on it, I argue. Doesn't have enough boost, just trying to keep there. Freezes everybody. Display has to come in to save him. And now we're going to get a free shot from Gage. Gage has 30. It's going to be a pop-up just to see if Wheelchair's even paying attention there. A little bit of mechanics from Wheelchair. And slowly but surely, Orange is getting some demos on the back end. That's going to keep a lot of pressure. Tactical fake there. 50 from iargue. iargue's getting bumped around. He's not the ball. The ball's up into the middle. And so far, the amount of pressure that's getting put on him is immense. But right there, Gage leaving it for 1. Display saves it away. This is the counter 2v1. But again, Alex and Eagle are just such solid rocks sitting in the back and just kind of inviting that pressure. And when they clear, they're not just hitting it, they're hitting it right where that player is not. Gage up, can't get it, looking for a shot. And so far, this pressure is just unrelenting.
Yeah, the pizza team going to be doing a really good job keeping up that pressure. As I say that, though, MeOnDisplay going to take it away. Sends it to the defensive now. HomieGage going to get a save on that shot from iargue. iargue going to look to keep the pressure going, but will not be able to beat HomieGage on that wall. And a mistouch going to send this one back down. No, Alex going to get the 50. Keeps that offensive pressure going for the 20 LE Pizza.
Like I said, so far, it's going to be actually a shebanger from Wheelchair. Knocked away from Alex. Here comes another from iargue. That's somebody you don't want shooting. They saw that before. Alex going up. Tactical fake. The iargue jumps Display. Now they're going to be all awkward here, but Wheelchair's going to slow it down. Everybody's picking up some floor pads. They're probably going to what they teach their own players to pick up floor pads and Display faking one. Can't get the 50. Here comes Eagle. Touch to the far post. iargue has to get the ball away. They need to secure a boost pad. Wheelchair gets 100. iargue also gets 100. And now they can go for the attack. Gage a little caught up here. iargue going for the ball and players. Looks like Eagles now starting to get bumped around. And it's a team bump a little bit in the area. That's the goal you needed. Alex going for a drop down pass. No one's going to be there but iargue. Looking for a redirect. Flicked high. No one's up, but here comes Wheelchair. Getting one. Can he get a second one? Looking for the pinch. No. Complete control from Gage. And honestly, each stat line, like I said, when we're looking at the stats, they're having like someone on the team always has somewhere between 30 to 50 touches, and the ones with the least amount usually the ones that are third man. You know, they got to make a save and they got to be cautious. So they clear all the way down to the corner, saving them, and ball goes trickling down to the Blues half.
Yeah, Alextross going to intercept it in the midfield, though. Keeps that offensive pressure going for 20 LE Pizza. HomieGage going to go wide. iargue going to take this one now. Going to send it into the Pizza's corner. Wheelchair with a shot. Going to go wide. MeOnDisplay going to look to take this one off the wall. No. HomieGage going to beat it. And now Alextross going to take the shot here. iargue going to block. Sends it to the corner here. Eagle now up. 50 coming out. MeOnDisplay going to win out on that one. And MeOnDisplay with a good touch here. Going to get that centered up. But Alex not going to be credited with the save, but will clear that one away.
It was a good clearance, and actually, HomieGage just actually got Goomba stomped. And for Alex to understand that, and that's going to be a free goal from Eagles. Speed Hills gets around one, and after that, it's a race to see if they can get there. Gets the ball here, recovers very well, and keeps boosting as soon as he hits it. That's a recovery that a lot of people can't get. That little corner usually gets a lot of people, but it won't get Eagle today. And now, the 20 elemental pieces are now up 1-0 with about 110 to go again. They don't want to give up an early goal that could just surge blue onto their half here. Display, tipping it up in the air, leaving for anybody. Wheelchair looking for a drop down shot, gonna get one because they had somebody harassing everybody in the net there. Smart team play.
Yeah, very good bumps coming out there from iargue. Alex not able to make that one back in time. And we'll see if Safari Shadow Dynasty is able to break that first goal curse here. Coming up, iargue maybe going to get this one in. No, HomieGage able to bat that one away. And Homie with a shot, going to sneak it by 2 to take back the lead. Homie gets it by the first 2 with that initial touch. iargue coming back, not going to be able to make it back in time, and Homie sneaks it by him a second time.
That was a very smart play from Gage. Most players were shot that the second they saw that open is a bang. Gage taking his time here. But again, these goals are coming in fast now. Alex trying to tip it back to Eagle. It might put him in danger. iargue can't get over in time. It only has to go for a 50. Here comes Wheelchair, another banger on target. Picks up the 100. Waiting for one of his teammates to come in. Display gets the boost or gets the ball. Here comes their pop up from iargue. Looking for a bump. Knocks Alex out of the way. Gage barely getting the ball away. That one would have been detrimental because that bump sent Alex all the way to there. Got an inside pass. No, well, they're looking for a lot of different switch ups here. And for every different question that they're asking, the pieces have it answered. Here comes Wheelchair. How about a full air dribble? Air dribble doesn't get that one. Blue coming after him off the backboard, dunks across one. And so far, this is actually being one of the most controlled games I've ever seen. When a team throws 4 different types of plays at you, one of those usually lands, but all four were called and none were answered because the pieces kept them out cold.
Yeah, very solid defensive play there coming out from 20 Elemental Pizza. We see both teams 3 saves across the board, but 7 shots coming through to 6. So Elemental Pizza doing a pretty good job keeping that ball out of the net there. And it was very controlled from both teams there. I think that one is probably the one that it really could have gone either way. There were some really good looks there, some really solid team play, and we'll see if Safari Shadow Dynasty is able to bring this game 3 again. Seems to be the way that their series have been progressing so far.
Like I said, these GMs are coming out hot and ready, playing fast. And honestly, if this is what GM prospects looks like, then honestly, I don't know what I'm doing because I'm challenged. I guarantee I don't play it like them half the time. But getting another kickoff here. Ball's going to go straight to the orange half. Can it get picked up? Display steals it, but Wheelchair gets annihilated by Gage. Then annihilates iargue, but Display's going to go for a one-on-one play. Tries to catch Eagle out. Fakes with one off the bar. Smack straight off the post. And iargue can only put it into his half safely because it's in that corner. But both teams coming out, Display going for a one-on-one play, and then HomieGage literally came out swinging, knocking 2 players and demoing one.
Yeah, HomieGage getting really aggressive in this game 3. Does not want to let Safari Shadow Dynasty bring that last one in. They want to solidify their standing as the top team so far. Eagle with a beautiful save. Really powerful shot coming through. He has the presence to keep that one out of the net.
Display doing a little K flipping on the back. Ball's going to be knocked away from iargue. Ball's up. Gage trying to catch it there. If he would have caught it, it might have been something, but nothing. Wheelchair knocks out. Argue's going to go for it. Can't. Eagle has more boost, got more off the ground than him. Display tries to poke it over one. Can't get it. Eagle's going to force it through. Ball's coming through. Here comes Gage. Pop up. We've seen this before. Came. No. Completely thwarted on that one. And here comes the orange looking for a shot. And now, for every call that Orange has, Blue has answered them. Shot across, no, it's got actually a pass across. No one's going to be there. And so far, everybody's going to try to reload on boost here, going back to a midfield battle.
Yeah, homie, looking for another demo there, but iargue going to dodge away not once but twice here. Keeps the offensive pressure going now for Shadow Dynasty. MeOnDisplay back for defense. However, gets a buy, and that one going to be an open net. MeOnDisplay in the 1v2, not able to get this one cleared away. Alex with a beautiful read there. Keeps the ball, gets it centered up there for Eagle.
Yeah, that one's a little bit of a tough free. Like the display can't hold on to the ball, but can't just clear it either. It was one of those, like, yeah, the clearance was not wrong. You just got to put it a little bit more to the side. But at the same time, they're just all over them. Display now is going to have a free ball with about 60 booster name. Gets around one, tries to push it through Alex. Alex going to pop it up. Tries to beat it, but iargue already had his number. Puts it back. Eagles gets a touch and puts it off because that was going to be right in the path of Wheelchair. Straight shot. Ball's all the way across. Wheelchair getting a little bit of a wave dash flip there. Right to the middle. Alex pinches it through. Got to be careful. Got to double commit there, but doesn't hurt anybody. Wheelchair puts it just enough to make Eagle a little bit awkward. Beast Eagle has homie have to come in and buy some more time here. Display dodges a demo, looking for a shot. This might be his own highlight reel from the demo dodge there. And slowly but surely, they can get this goal. They're just waiting, hoping for one mistake. And so far, Orange is a little bit of a panicking. Usually Blue would jump right into that one. But they're playing the patient game, trying to see where is the panic going to come from, and if Orange is going to handle one for free. But that's going to be a touchdown from iargue, a little kiss on the front of the car.
What a read coming out from iargue. You see him just pot up that car, just the lightest possible touch, puts that one in the top right corner of the net there. Very well played there from iargue.
Well played, Dean. Like I said, it's that touch and just reading that. It was just wow, because again, you have to make sure that it's just right, or you're just gonna smash off the backboard. So what is now 1-1 back to similar territory, just like game 1 and game 2. But so far, it seems like they're playing a little bit more cautious. The first minute they were just throwing at each other. Now I don't know if they're trying not to make the mistake, or maybe they just got each other read enough to the point where they know one detrimental mistake would just hurt them here. But Gage is being a little bit more grounded on the ball. Usually we just saw pop the ball up. So either both teams are trying not to lose this game, or they're just being very cautious because both teams are heated now.
Although Wheelchair going to lose control of that one, passes it off to Eagle. Not able to get the shot he was looking for, goes just high. And that will be a little bit of a breather there for Safari Shadow Dynasty, able to get this one a little bit more under control now, able to get their form set up, and Wheelchair going to look to take this one away. Nice break here, centered up. There's no one home. Can iargue get it in? No. Going to get blocked by Alex, but MeOnDisplay is there to finish it up. iargue with a really great pass there.
Display getting the goal, finally getting one. I believe she got denied 4 or 5 different times in the first game and 3 more times in the second game. But this time, iargue opening up the way 2-1. Like I said, there's a little bit of reminiscence. Wheelchair Mike can get another one here. Was looking to see if Gage was going to miss it, because I think he had the angle. Display keeping it in their corner. All Blue has to do is either one, kill the time, but without letting them get a goal, or just score another one to force them out. We have seen it almost not pay off, a double demo. So now it's going to be free a little bit for Wheelchair. It's going to be a little bit free here. But they don't have too much boost to their name, so they're just going to bang it across and kill about 5 more seconds. Gage going for one, going for the ceiling, went too far out, and honestly, Gage could probably hit that one. We've seen what he can do.
Yeah, Alex with a nice little flick there, gets it by 1, but MeOnDisplay going to bat that one back. iargue, a good save there. Eagle had the read. Shot going to go off the post, or crossbar there. iargue going to look to try to get this one in. Pizza going to try to keep this one up. No, it's going to go down, and MeOnDisplay with a good shot there, but it will touch as the timer hits 0. Safari Shadow Dynasty going to pick up that game number 3, and once again the series will go 2-1 against them. But very well played there in that game 3. And honestly, that whole series, each one of those games felt like it could have been anybody's game.
Oh yeah, I feel like it could be anyone's game, and like I said, if it wasn't just 3 games, if we had an actual best of 7, I'm pretty sure we'll be here all night. I'm pretty sure we'll play 21 games, Beast.
Yeah, we'll be happy to do just the 3-game series. But speaking of, we'll be getting into that next series here. We have one more series coming up for the night, so don't go anywhere. Let's see, it will be BugBear Corp versus 20 Elemental Pizza. Oh.
uh, the Ferris and them squad. Listen, never trust. Listen, never trust Ferris because it's a shell corp. All they do is scam. Go look at all their team names and just this is why. Listen, they had their team name and now all of a sudden it's Ferris's team. But I think
Yeah,
this matchup is going to be pretty good, Beast. This one's going to be solid.
Fun fact about this matchup, all 3 of the GMs that I have played for are going to be in this game. We got pythagorjags from Bugging Out, Ferris from Shellcore, and Eagle is with the Elements. That was my first team when I first joined the league back in season 22.
So what I'm hearing is I get to ask you a tough question. Who's going to have the best series of their lives out of those 3?
Well, you might think that it would be a tough question, but hands down, has to be pythagorjags. He's going to come up huge. I'm calling it now. Ferris and them going to take this one 3-0. No bias. Trust.
3-0? I can see it. I can see it. Like I said, I know both teams came out. Actually, all 3 teams came out really high. And that's why I was listening. If GMs could be on an actual team, they probably do this all the time. But the rules have it stated that you cannot do that. But looking at it, honestly, like I say, if you keep getting that Ferris Vicky combo and then Pythagoras just picking up, picking up the ball that are getting slapped away and give it to them, it's gonna be free every time because they had that duo that always breaks them down, and then sometimes it's just free for Python, and sometimes he can do it all himself. But like I said, that's not taking anything away from 20 elemental pieces. The defense is just locked down. So I'm pretty sure like it's almost like a immovable object and unstoppable force type game coming up.
All right, and I think we have all of our players in the match, so we should be good to get going in this final series.
Like so we're gonna get them up. Everybody's in. Yeah, they're chatting a little bit. But chat, if you're paying attention, if you didn't just walk away from your thing and just left it up, who are you going for? And let's see how many people are actually from their franchise. I've seen my own player in here, Goof. We don't talk to him. But ball's going early to the demo for his efforts by his homie getting picked up, but it's going to be caught in their post. Vicky's trying to get back to it. Can't get the flip reset either. Gage is also an own goal. And honestly, there was so much going on. I don't know what I just witnessed, but I saw a pinch clear.
Yeah, there was a lot going on there. Multiple shots coming out. A pinch save. Almost puts it into his own net, but able to get it out in the end here. ThatHomieGage now going to look to get some offensive pressure going, but FerrisCrueller not going to want to let it happen. TygerJag's going to take that one off the wall now into the waiting arms of Alextross. Alextross going to send that across the field, though. Bit of a miscommunication there. Not sure who wants to go for it. And,
A little
yeah, go ahead.
Oh, so I thought Alex was going to snipe one right into the 90. Yeah, a little bit of miscommunication. But actually, if you guys haven't checked the item shop, yes, I am doing a small advertisement. Yo, check out the new RLCS decals. I like that you're seeing a whole bunch of people start to sport them and demo from Eagle, taking Pyth out there. But not going to work. If he's going to get a pinch off of Alex's head, one-on-one down to his center, can't get there. Eagle have to line it up Ferris straight across the net. No one's going to answer. And so far, both teams are playing at a pretty high pace here. Usually they come out a little bit slow, but both teams are pedal to the metal. And so far, I haven't seen anybody actually just like not have boosts. They're picking up floor pads. They're doing everything they can. Ball's all the way up. Gage can't get there. Alex can't get there. I believe that kind of threw him off. Ferris free to the top bar. And no, Ferris must not be paying attention to the stream. You can't do that because the goal The goal is not going to allow it if it hits that bar.
Yeah, that crossbar has been an absolute menace tonight. Has more saves than any of the players on the pitch, and it will probably get a few more as we continue the rest of this series here. Alextross going to get this one batted away. Sends it downfield. Vicky going to intercept. Sends it off to Ferris in the middle. pythagorjags going to go up. No, gets bumped off, and that shot going to go just wide.
Just wide. Homie almost had that read. I think if he had a little bit more boost, he might have got a touch. It wouldn't have been a drop down shot. Vicky's strategically getting around one, but getting yeeted for her efforts. Now going to try to yeet Gage. Does get the ball and Gage. Eagle gets the ball and Vicky. It's a whole bunch of bumpery going around here. Gage has 41 in the tank. Pops it off. Gets yeeted in the air. Every time you get a touch, I guess you just gotta take the bump. And like any coach would tell you, if you can't get the ball, get the person and throw everything in disarray.
Yeah, the physicality coming out from these teams is absolutely off the charts here. Neither one wants to let anybody do what they, are trying to. Ferris going to take this one off the wall, passes it down. pythagorjags going to take it, now sending it off the backboard, but Homie going to get the interception. Passes it down to Alex, but Vicky going to win the 50 there. Eagle going to look to clear this one away now. Ferris going to get it centered up here. But ThatHomieGage will take that over. pythagorjags going to get it centered up here. Gets it, but it goes too far. Alex not able to get there in time.
Not able to get there in time. And as much as these teams are getting a lot of offensive press, we're still 0-0. But, ooh, a little sparse. But the ball goes nowhere. Homie's going to pick it up. But as it's sitting at 0-0, you'd think they would have a goal here. But you just know the first goal that goes in, you're just going to get floodgates opening up. For both teams, seems that's what's happened here. One team gets a goal, and they'll answer back within the next 30 seconds to a minute, and then from there is whoever gets that second goal, and that's gonna be a fake out ball to Ferris. Ferris out to pythagorjags. He's looking for the 100, trying to hurry up and get there. Gets there, looking for the 50, all the way to the corner. Alex gonna try to read this one, even though he only has 20 boosts. His name Vicky wins it, but gets demo for her efforts into the graveyard. Ferris trying to get there to beat Eagle, tapped around by Eagle, trying to read here. Vicky dunked by Eagle. Eagle steals 100, doing a lot of work here just to slow him down to make it a little bit more free here for his team.
Yep, doing what he can, but Ferris going to be able to intercept this one and gets it brought back down for Ferris and them. This one going to get centered up here. Alex going to bat it away, but Ferris going to get it centered back once more. Vicky going to be there just a little too slow. Alextross will get that one cleared off. And Eagle going to look for the shot. Going to go wide, though. HomieGage now going to try to take control, keep Vicky off this ball. Ferris gets it centered up. Vicky looking for the demo, not going to get it. And a redirect. Going to go wide.
That shot right there, no one was saving, but it was just a little wide. And honestly, if you guys know snack time, it's going to be another. That one didn't hit the post, it hit the top of it. They did register as a shot, though. 0-0 overtime. I'm gonna say we have 2 minutes of overtime unless the kickoff happens right now because of Caster's curse.
Well, 2 minutes maybe, but here comes a shot. Vicky gonna save that one away. Almost ended that 2-minute prediction real soon. Vicky with another save coming out, a savior already. 2 in the overtime so far.
The ball's gonna be hit up and that's a drop down pass. Ferris gonna try to buy some time. Not saying that one was wrong. You can take the shot, you can wait. Usually most people would die, but everybody on orange very disciplined. And so far, actually, Eagle just demoed Ferris trying to come back for a clearance. Vicky try to keep him out again. And so far, if Vicky was not in that net, we're looking at probably the game already being done about 10 seconds ago. But again, ball knocked away. Orange trying to slowly get a claw on them. And by what I mean by that is like they're hit the ball and they're just rotate right through them and try to hit somebody. But now they finally break out. Blue is trying to get the ball. Vicky knocks it through. Here comes Five. Can't put it up. Puts it off the backboard. Ferris trying for the read. All hands on deck, sXCyBeast, because it took all 3 of them to put it in.
Yeah, Vicky sends it into the corner. pythagorjags sends it over one off the backboard, and then Ferris able to punch that one in. Eagle did not have the boost to get there for the save. What a first game of this series.
What a game indeed. And honestly, like I said, as many shots that you see on there, we only have one. But you have to actually watch the game to understand that there were some saves and there were some really close ones that were unsavable. Just again, you can't you can't move that post. So the post is always going to win that game. But Ferris coming out and just won 1 goal, 2 saves, and not trying to be mean. It looks like he's living up to Ferris and them. But again, you do have 4 saves and 244 points from Pyth and Vicky. But at this point, I think is starting to lean very heavy towards that 3-0 that you predicted.
Yeah, Vicky, absolutely dominant performance in that defensive half. 4 saves, got the savior +1. More saves, I think, than the rest of the players combined in that game. We'll see if 20 Elemental Pizza is able to find a way around that brick wall that is Vicky in this game number 2.
Yeah, I think the play style isn't wrong. It's just every time they land a demo or land a bump, it's not Vicky, and that's probably the main thing. Like you never want to actually full on target somebody because it leaves somebody else open. But maybe that's the strat if they're looking for the strats here. But
Yep.
if we're having that same one, I don't think it's gonna be a 0-1. I think this one actually will be one like a 1-2, 2-3. I don't know. We might have a shootout here because both teams have found their stride and they another demo on Pythagoras there. But again, wrong person. Homie is trying to rip him off the field. Ferris looking for the muscle play, can't get it. Try to fake out Alex there. Alex gets a pinch up. Good read, looking for it. Gage can't get there, pinch down, looking for the 50, almost knocks it in. And Blue keeping their composure, because most people will start to panic on those demos and start to leave their rotation. Ferris up, looking for a shot. There's a demo play, and finally the bar's going to give grace to Ferris.
First time all night that bar goes down and then in for a change. Eagle having to dodge the demo coming out from Vicky, not able to make it back in time for the save.
Not getting back in time, and like I said, we said the demo plays will work for them, but it looks like BugBear Corp said it can work for them. Ball knocked all the way across by Eagle. Got to control here. Do not want to give this ball up. You got 2 people prowling for it. Gage looking for control, looking for the aerial. Vicky try to go up early. Alex 1, 2, look for the back. Pythagoras is a little bit awkward, but not awkward enough. Can clear it here and put it to safety. Inside pass, enough interference. What a control play from Pythagoras to not only get the ball to the left side, but put the car in a nice position to keep momentum and actually get back to it to throw off the shot. And so far, it looks like Orange is getting down there. They're just not looking threatening. But when Blue gets to the half, it looks extremely threatening. But this one's going to be their first threatening of all time. But Ferris gets the ball out of 50, looking for the counter. Pinch pass on the ground, and seems that Gage's going to go for a 50. Up, down. Oh, he lost control of the ball. But you can see that they're trying to pull out different plays, but just not landing for the pizza game here.
Yeah, no, they're trying to get a little fancier here. ThatHomieGage with a nice pinch off the ceiling, though. And pythagorjags is there for the save. Alex now going to go for a shot. Going to get it by, but will not go in. Ferris going to take this one off the wall for Ferris and them. A double touch here. ThatHomieGage up for the save. Going to send this one back downfield. Now gets it by 1. Gets it by 2. VickyViksta going to look to get this around Eagle, but Eagle passes back off to Alex. And a nice 50 there from Vicky. Keeps that one out of the net.
Keeps it out of the net, and so far that ball didn't land like that, but that gets one dim on the backside. They're trying to snake him. They finally get Alex, but he got the ball away. You had 2 people, and you had the worst one that you want to actually chase you down, and that was Pythagoras and Vicky. They just couldn't catch him in time. Shot from the sidewall. Now we're starting to see them pressure on him. Put the pressure on him. Gage trying to again avoid another player. Ball down, but Gage gets the ball up in the air. Vicky's going for the catch. Gets dunked back into neutral territory. Eagle gets a dunk for a favor of the pizza game. Ball off the top. Alex up. Can he beat Vicky? No. Vicky's gonna toss it down. Gage will try to be the safety net. Try to get the ball and avoid it. Stealing down, misses. Free shot from Pythagoras. You just knew that one was gonna go in.
Yeah, just an unfortunate misread there. ThatHomieGage gets the initial touch, tries to take it off the back wall, but misses. And then the bounce shot. Eagle not able to get the read. pythagorjags able to slam that one in.
able to get that win. Ball's gonna go out. Vicky's gonna get another shot. 2-0 lead. Like that. We have seen a 1-3. So, and that's just another dog. And what a reef with pythagorjags there. And that's just another slight mistouch from Gage, but even better heads-up play from Vicky to stay in the play. Most people would have left at 0 boost.
Yeah, no, a good little passing play there. pythagorjags in the area for the connection, able to get that one by. Now, despite that 3-0 deficit, the 20 Elemental Pizza has been playing an absolutely solid defensive game here. They have 7 saves. It's just that they can't seem to get this ball onto the offensive.
And as you say, they finally get there, but again, like I said, it's more so they get there, but they can't sustain it. But this one, they get 2 shots out of it. Can they make it 3? That's what you need: sustained pressure to keep on them. You can't have 1 shot and have it go back the other way. Ball's knocked down early from Gage. Ferris up very quick, beats Eagle, and now going right back to the other half. And it's gonna be a free shot. Oh, he tried to read it, try to get a flip to keep it to that near post because he didn't want to shoot back to the middle. That's where all the pressure is coming from. And now Orange, again, trying to find a way to break out of this one, but Gage is going to fake it try to get a 1-2. Gage didn't have enough boost to keep up with it. Ball knocked across by Alex. Alex has to be Pythagoras here. Beast 1 gets knocked away from Vicky. Ferris gets a flick off, keeps chasing it down. And slowly but surely, the life is just getting squeezed out of this pizza squad.
Yeah, that 1-minute warning comes out, but Alex gonna take that one down. Just dribbles it around. Eagle with a good pass there, gets it around 1, and then Alex with a nice air dribble pops it over that last defender. What a play there by Alextross.
Pops it over, and Alex is now gave him a little bit of life here. Like I said, I would say about a 20% chance. They need to get this one right now, but Vicky might just go ahead and call a game. Nope. Alex is smart enough to read it. Alex gets a demo, quick turn from Vicky. Vicky goes to the crossbar. No, accidental own goal. Honestly, anybody would have dove for that one, but Vicky actually just tipping it across. And this one is just so unfortunate for the pizza game. You get one back, and then you accidentally help them get one go back ahead by 3.
Yeah, I don't know if that one would have been in regardless. He goes for the save, but sends it off the post and into the net. Once an unfortunate time for the post to not come up as a goalie there.
Unfortunate indeed. And like I said, they're going to have to throw everything they have. Like I said, you can lose by 3 or you can lose by 300. It's still going to be a loss. So they got to get a lot of people up, balls up. This could be the most dangerous one, but no one's there in time. So it looks like the BugBear Corp, or aka Ferris and them, are going to slowly, well, not slowly, but they're going to have a commanding 2-0 going into this one. They're looking like they can have the first sweep of tonight.
Yeah, and this ball will finally go down. Ferris and them going to take this one away, but pythagorjags is going to be coming up as the MVP here in game number 2. 2 goals, an assist, and 2 saves, getting that cycle out there. But I just want to take a second and highlight this this 20 Elemental Pizza defense. 9 saves coming out, but they just can't seem to get the offensive pressure to keep this one close.
Yeah, like I said, they couldn't sustain the offensive pressure. They got the shots. They even got a goal out of it. But when you're getting outshot by at least times 2, times 3, it's going to be a very rough game. But like I said, this is nothing. The scoreline doesn't reflect what we're watching. The pizza is holding their own. They just got to try to find a way to put one in the back of the net. But going to this game 3, I'm going to assume that they're just going to come out swinging at this point. Like I said, they're treated a little bit like Safari and just come out swinging because they have nothing to lose from this one.
Yeah, I think that they're going to try to come out swinging, but I think I'm going to hold true to my initial prediction. I think that Ferris and them will take this game 3 and get the clean sweep.
And I think this one I might be a little bit more tamed. It might be more of a 2-2 overtime, and then from there, like I said, I just feel like it is gonna swing to that 3-0 sweep. But again, so far, whoever scores first usually wins. That's not 100% sure though. Now that we have a couple games spot, but that's just gonna steal that one off a drift play. coming around, gonna force another error pass, and that's actually what's been hurting the pizza game. Like I said, getting that touch off their back wall is fine, but having to get that second touch is what they've been missing, and so far they've been put under pressure. Alex going for the dribble play, got a physical play, but Ferris being smart enough to cut across and help here. And even if it's just one player from the blue team almost matches two of them, and that's the most dangerous part about this team.
Yeah, but the physicality coming out from both of these teams here. Not many demos coming through, but it seems like these two teams are, you know, playing bumper cars out there instead of soccer.
Yeah, it's one of those ones. Is like you can't beat them, so you're like, you know what, we're just gonna start hitting them, or you get somebody to start running downfield. It seems like both teams have that one person that is putting their camera off and only trying to sneak it past Vicky, but Vicky wasn't falling for it. Gets a 50 bad touch off of Alex on accident off the sidewall and almost gets another one right to it. Ferris being past one, has enough boost to try to tip it back to the middle. Vicky's just got to be a little bit patient here. Will just leave and let Pythagoras go through. Vicky looking for the bump, looking for the back pass. Vicky needs to get 100, cut it around. Pythagoras is waiting up and touch. No! Triple commit, makes the save, engage. And actually was still on the back wall, so it looked like he held his jump there. But that was one of those plays that they scored on in the second game, but this time they had an answer for it.
Yeah, Eagle, what a save there. Coming up huge for 20 Elemental Pizza. Alextross zone, going to get some offensive pressure going. ThatHomieGage going to look for a shot. We'll send it wide. And now we got two in the corner here. That goes back over. Eagle not going to be able to make the connection. And Homie going to try to set it back up now for Alex. Not able to get the touch he was looking for. And this might be the longest offensive pressure that we've seen 20 Elemental Pizza get against Ferris and them.
Yes, and I guess there's a nice control rotation. They're sending one at a time. The second man is doing exactly what they need to. Wait in the middle. And third man, anything too far, they right there, they slow it down. Get everybody back behind the ball. Vicky looking for a redirect, can't get it. This might be a free shot here. Alex can just beat him here. Gets a tip. Gage on the chase, cannot get to him in time. But they did still boost. That could help buy some time. Eagle looking for a crazy play here. Alex will finally get a shot. Ferris would get a save, and so far now it seems like Ferris and them are now getting a lot of pressure on their end and see if they can withstand it. Ball knocked across. Alex keeping it in. Gage is definitely getting a touchdown. Causes Vicky to miss it here. But that's got to be careful here. Going back outside, faking off the ceiling, just complete and utter control. But Pythagoras just not dive early and wait for it there. And now Orange is slowly trying to stop the rotation on rotating back here. And it's slowly but surely looking a little bit like game one. You might go into another 0-0 overtime.
Yeah, you know, this one has been a lot more controlled, but at the same time, it's been very aggressive. A lot of action, a lot of back and forth. Here comes a shot. PythagorJags, what a save coming out from PythagorJags there. And man, this Ferris and them defense has been absolutely solid. You know, absorbing all that pressure that 20 Elemental Pizza was able to put out. And Demo's coming through finally here. ThatHomieGage passing it up, but
Vicky's going up. Yeah, I'm sorry to cut you. I saw the play that they won. It was one of those 1-2 passes, and it just didn't play off for me. It actually would have been a goal. Oh, Ferris off the backboard. A little bit awkward there. Vicky's going to go up. Gonna have to pause for a second. Everybody's trying to get back into it. There's a pick it up. Going for the back wall. Can't put it in, and Alex will now get a cut around, but reading it so perfectly. I mean, BC, you weren't wrong. Your GM seems to be reading everything that Orange is trying, because every time they get a touch, he's just right there in the right place at the right time.
Yeah, you know, each of these GMs have done an excellent job teaching me some proper rotations, and you know, it's just really good to see them with the presence of mind to be able to execute that as well.
Oh, fakey from ThatHomieGage getting 1-0. And now, honestly, you cannot be mad at Vicky for this. Gage has actually touched that ball every single time, and this time he gets a little fakey on her. 16 seconds, that is a lot of time with this type of pressure that we know that's about to come out from Ferris and them.
Yeah, we've seen them score goals faster before. ThatHomieGage, though, going to go up pythagorjags will block this one away. Eagle going to look to keep the pressure going here, but Vicky going to get at that 50 to stall out. Ferris passes that downfield. pythagorjags going to get it centered up here. ThatHomieGage going to look to put it down, and he will. And 20 Elemental Pizza going to take game number 3, preventing that clean sweep. But Ferris and them will still take the series overall.
Yeah, taking the series overall, and like I said, it had to take a very good individual brilliance from Gage just to even get past Vicky, because she's been a brick wall all night. The entire team has, but Vicky's been having like 3-4 saves a game. So listen, if it takes that just to beat them, listen, I will hold my head up, even though it's not a sweep. But listen, they had to pull something out of their hat on that one.
Yeah, and that will wrap up the showcase here. Ferris and them going to be the big winners tonight with 4 wins. 20 Elemental Pizza coming in there second with 3, and then Safari's Shadow Dynasty going to be lagging behind with just the 2. But very well played there from all of these teams. Give a big shout out to your GMs in the chat. And yeah, what do you think for overall MVP of these of this showcase?
I'm gonna have to go with Pythagoras on this one, just because, like I said, the consistency through every game it would be hard for anybody out of that 3, just like any great team where it's just you got to choose someone who you really thought. I thought Pythagoras did a lot of the heavy lifting on and off the ball. You got little things that you just don't see that helps keep a team together.
Yep, and I'll have to agree with you there. No bias coming out from me. pythagorjags is absolutely dominant, as always. Best GM for sure.
But yes, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for tonight. I'm not going to say we have another one on Wednesday. I think there was some talks about that. But shout out to Russ making sure that everything was going fine and smooth for the showcase. And then also shout out to you too, Beast. Like I said, I know there's no actual games this week. And so taking your time to come out, you and Russ, to cast and produce this for us. Thank you both. But you got anything to say before we log off for tonight?
It's been a blast casting with you. I'll look forward to doing it again. Hopefully we get another showcase going this week, but if not, we will be back with more RSC next week.